What kind of man walks out of a prison cell after 27 years, not with anger, not with revenge, but with a plan to lead the very system that once tried to destroy him? This is the story of Nelson Mandela, from prison to the presidency. And what really happened in those years is far more mysterious than you think. South Africa, a land of beauty and division. Golden sunlight over vast plains, waves crashing against rugged coasts, but beneath it all, a system built on separation. Apartheid, a word that meant control, silence, fear. Black South Africans were stripped of rights, their voices erased, their lives controlled. And in the middle of it all stood a man who refused to stay quiet. Mandela wasn't always a symbol. He was a lawyer, a thinker, a rebel. At night, whispers of resistance echoed through hidden rooms, papers passed hand to hand, plans forming in the shadows. But the system was watching, always watching. And when they finally struck, they struck hard. Mandela was arrested, tried, and sentenced, not just to prison, but to disappearance. Robben Island, a place where time slowed and hope was meant to die. But that was only the beginning. The cell was small, cold concrete walls, a thin mat on the floor, a bucket in the corner. No comfort, no escape, just silence and time. Days turned into months, months into years, years into decades. Imagine it, breaking stones under the burning sun, the sound of hammers echoing across the prison yard, guards watching every move, trying to break him. But something strange happened. Mandela didn't break. He changed. Inside those walls, he studied, he observed, he listened. Even to his enemies. He learned their language, their fears, their weaknesses. And slowly, the prison began to transform. Not physically, but psychologically. The guards started to respect him. Prisoners looked to him as a leader. It was as if the man in the cell was becoming more powerful than the men outside it. What he built inside that prison still confuses historians today, because Mandela wasn't just surviving, he was preparing for something bigger. After 27 years, the impossible happened. The doors opened. Mandela walked free. But here's the part that shocks the world. He didn't call for revenge. He didn't demand destruction. Instead, he called for peace. Think about that. A man who lost nearly 2 decades of his life, choosing forgiveness. Was it strength or something else? Because behind the scenes, secret negotiations had already begun. Quiet meetings, hidden discussions. Mandela and the very system that imprisoned him were talking, planning, reshaping a nation. And then the unthinkable. The prisoner became president. Crowds cheering, history shifting, a nation holding its breath. From a cell to the highest office. But here's the mystery that remains. How does a man endure 27 years of darkness and walk out with light? Mandela's story is more than survival. It's transformation. From prisoner to president, from anger to unity. But the deeper question still lingers. What really changed inside him during those years? Because not everyone comes out of darkness unchanged. Some are broken. Others become something else entirely. So maybe the real story isn't just about freedom. Maybe it's about control. Control over the self, over emotions, over power. And in a world driven by revenge, Mandela chose something different. But could most people do the same? If this story made you think differently about power, then you're already seeing deeper than most. So tell me, was Mandela's forgiveness his greatest strength or his biggest risk? Comment your answer below. Subscribe for more dark and powerful historical stories, and watch the next video, because some transformations are still impossible to explain.